Now, if you see, the, already ThinkSabio has shared the content, right? What is going to be covered. Like any other member who joined today, there might be few admins who have joined, but I'm also a user to ThinkSabio. I have joined them probably 15 months ago. Then once I was reading the content, I felt many people asked question. You know, it was extensive when market was performing well, because we all get excited when things are positive and rewards are coming. Then lot of questions. How can I read that? How can I read the report? What is going to be here, etc., etc. Then I felt, well, in messages it's not possible. Sai used to do, basically the owner of Things Hub, he used to do the sessions too. Then I said, okay, I can volunteer myself. That's how I got into this, and then I enjoyed. Few people understand, few people come out with appreciation. All that gave a positive spirit for me to keep continuing to do this. For that reason, I am doing. I'm a volunteer like anybody. Let's think somebody joined yesterday. Maybe some people might have joined, right? Uh, they can be this in volunteering and helping others tomorrow. We don't know. It depends on them, and also how we correlate with the admin, all that. So on that note, I'm like any of you trying to learn and also implement and do extra practice. So coming to everybody, you can refer to uh, the the schedule. You know, it is shared, right? And we'll go one by one in a line, so it is more clear for you as well. Okay, I'll try to keep it as said very quick. All that. So coming to the intro, what ThinkSabio does, in the poster itself towards the right side, it is it's printed. But in my words, quickly, see, ThinkSabio started 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago, roughly. Okay, so Sai is the owner who started this off with one person in WhatsApp group, and then it spread to, and he started off free. He served for 2-3 years, with whatever in the Telegram group, and then many people joined. Then he moved to subscription, basic fee subscription 3-4 months ago, so that it can accommodate his expenses. Okay, that's all he's trying to look out for, right? And how it started. Basically in 2018, he was going through some articles, and then he came across one article where it says hedge fund managers are, or the article says multi-billionaires or whatever, right? The income per year. So they were earning around, a 64 $24,000 per minute, if you count all 24 hours, not 8 hours working time, but all 24 hours. But huge billions. So then it quickly gave him a thought, if they are making something, there should be some way. When they are doing it, why can't I replicate, or why can't I do what they are doing? How can I achieve this? Is the thought process that was born in his mind, right? And he thought, if they are making billions of dollars, at least 1% of it is good enough for me. Okay, that's when he got the first time about got to know about hedge funds. So then he researched more, then he got to know some of the content which we're going to talk little later, right? Some of the content, or how he can take that thought into reality. That's exactly that article has ignited him to look into this kind of approach, basically. So from there, initially in 1999, he invested few $1,000, around 20K. Back then, 20K is a lot, right? As we all know. Even today, we consider it a lot. So 20 years back, 20K he lost. Then he said, stocks are not for me anymore. But until the point he came across that article. From then, after reading that and little research, as I said, he started off with in WhatsApp group with one, and then from there, the rest is slight progress. Every small progress is a progress. That's the thing how it started. But intro also includes what exactly we are trying to do, or what exactly information we have on this website, right? So from that article, he came to know after research that there is something called SEC governing SEC. What is SEC? It's nothing but a governing body where it looks after if everything is going in process, right? Legally, like no insider transactions are happening, Nobody is trying to you know uh, play around or make mistakes. There will be always some other thing, but there should be someone who is enforcing some law, right? So that is what it is. SEC, Security Exchange Commission. Okay. Once once he got to know that, then the other thing is that these people, there is a body, they should have some rules. What are those rules, right? So basically they have to report their holdings to this body, and that's how, the rest is like how we capture all that, which we will talk. So basically, to put it simple, this has started based off of one article which said they were making billions of dollars. That ignited. From there the research started. What could be they doing? How do I know what they are doing? From that, he got to know that there is something called SEC. And the rule for SEC is, and this applies, the information I'm going to tell right now is going to apply for 75 to 90% of the cases. There could be 10% cases which fall here and there out of the box, but the rule is, if you do a purchase, okay, let's say I buy 5% stake in Apple company. So Apple has 100 stocks outstanding. So if I am buying 5 shares, that means I'm buying 5% stake in that particular company. If so, I have 1 to 10 days to report saying that, hey, I bought a stake in this particular company. Okay. Similarly, if you are not buying 5% stake, but you are buying 3%, then you have to report quarterly. Let's say I bought it in this quarter. I have 1 to 45 days to report my holdings once quarter ends. That means right now, December 31st, this quarter ended. Quarter 4 has ended. So they have time until 1 to 45 days, Jan 1st to on or before February 15th, they have to report telling, you know what, I got 3% in Apple, I got 4% in this, etc., etc. But let us say, as I said, if somebody owns more than 5%, then they have to report within 1 to 10 days of purchase. What it means is, today is Jan 8th. Let's say if I bought it right now, I have until Jan 17th to tell, well, I bought some stake in this. It could be 5, it could be 10, 20, 50, whatever the scenario is. So those are the two things. When this was known, then, and it is legal, it is published on their website. So if you can look at this data and come up with some data structuring, right, data reports, then it might give some idea where we can head in terms of our investment. Based off that, many good names are found, and market also should help, but we'll talk about that little later, which reports, etc. But that's the intro part. Based on an article, from there, how they are doing, is there a way to follow them, has ignited, and to get information regarding SEC. And that SEC has, on a high level, two conditions. You buy more than 5%, report as soon as possible. You buy less than 5%, you have some time, and on a quarterly basis you have to report, and it applies to all the institutes who are buying. So here the question comes is, what are institutes, what are hedge funds? So hedge fund is, no, both are same in my perspective, but the thing is, when like a Vanguard, it has multiple wings. So they, it's an institution, multiple wings. They do finance, they have banks, ETFs, so many things. Hedge funds, he solely focus on, trading. Basically, that's my definition. But bottom line, all these people have to report to SEC if they are having any holdings in any company that is trading on these exchanges of New York Exchange, the Nasdaq, whatever. So indirectly, every person who is trading has to report. And the rule is, my account, my portfolio value should be more than 100 million. By now, if until now I did not tell that clause, you should get a doubt. Maybe I am buying some stake too. Why I'm not reporting quarterly, right? The thing is, you should be trading, or you should be a company who is trading or worth more than 100 million at least. Basically, if your fund value is more than 100 million, then you have to start reporting. Basically, okay, that's the overall thing. But based on this, how we are able to get the data. What is this SEC reports? You are telling 1 to 10 days. What is it? You are telling 1 to 5 days. What is it? Should be the question we should have, right? For that question, the second part it is telling you is SEC 13D by G transactions. That's nothing but what you get on a day-to-day basis. Because I told you, if you get 5% stake, you have to start reporting the day you get it to 10 days. Some report, I got it today. I don't want to hold this headache. Let me get out of it. You will report today. So you do the paperwork, you send it, you're done, right? You wash off your hand. Some things, we got 10 days. You know what? 5 days, verify people, then send it. It depends on workload, whatever the scenario, right? So that is nothing but that kind of transactions are nothing but 13D by G. So SEC 13D by G transactions is that is the info. How they look, how the report looks on ThinkSavvy, we will go shortly. I'm just trying to cover topic by topic, right? The next one we talked, is they report 1 to 45 days. That's nothing but quarterly 13F transactions, basically. So the name itself is like quarterly 13F, basically 13F transaction, but quarterly. So we talked about 1 to 10 days is covered in SEC 13D by G transactions. We talked about 1 to 45 days, it is covered in 13F transactions. Okay. So now the next one it is saying is what are those reports look like, right? So you want to know. So here I am on the website. There are many features. We'll cover all of them eventually, right? But quickly jumping on to what is 13 and reports, 13 reports, right? If you go to reports, so if you go to daily, because this action is happening day to day, right? You are receiving on a day-to-day basis. Everybody has to report. Even I might have got it 5 days back, I might report today. So today you might receive something. Tomorrow you will receive something. So Monday to Friday. So that is this daily SEC latest report is the daily report, SEC 13 report, right? That's the topic I'm covering. So if you go to daily report, you'll 5 days it is given for a quick review here. But what you got yesterday, how you gonna review? You need to have a cumulative file, right? It's not like okay, you saw today, you'll forget. But if I'm getting accumulated data over a period of time, I can read some strategy out of it. I might make sense, okay, by seeing this is what is telling me. This could be the probability. Let me give a shot, something like that. So for that, SEC 13D all report basically. So let me open that as well. Say SEC 13D all report. Okay, so this is the report. Okay, in this, what should I read? How do I read, etc., etc. There are many ways one can look into the report and make their own impression. That's how I did, and what I'm sharing today is my personal experience or how I read it. So this is the SEC report. What it is telling you is, I'm just going for Friday one, for example. Okay, so you see 98% ownership, 69, 37, 34. This is all reported, and that link is provided at the end. That's your source. It's not manipulated, not created data. It's just trying to tie up the source. This is the link. This is how it looks. Okay, so based on this form info, they are trying to grab whatever important info is there and present it. But we talked about ownership, right? Hey, if they have more than a certain percent, they have to. That's why you see all this percentage. All are mostly above, 11%, 12%, 5% also come. You have 73 transactions on that particular day. I'm showing only 20, for example. Okay, so now in this, what we have to learn more, right? This is the ownership. But in this report, if you see, wherever you go in ThinkSavvy reports, the main factors will be what are the institutions, okay? How much value they have. These are the institutions. Q2 institution, Q3. Tomorrow, when we get the Q4 data, because as I told you, Q4 ended, we need 1 to 45 days, then Q4 label might appear. So we talk about institutions, okay? And we talk about this SEC number. This 5 is like 5 transactions came in last 3 months, because we are covering data until Q3. That indirectly covers data until September 30. So anything after, you want to see what is the latest, basically. When you go through all the report, you will understand. So that is one field. So number of shares, you want to know, well, our friend invested into Apple. How many shares he got? He got 1, he got 10. How many? So, okay, he got 10 initially. Did he add? Did he delete? Did he add more? So if so, how the numbers are looking, right? So that's why you want to know what are previous shares, current shares. You know, every field is self-explanatory, but the terms you want to know is what are the number of shares, what are the number of institutions, right? And what are the prices, basically. That way it is giving you some picture what exactly is happening. So here, if you see, I clicked on this ownership, and this is how it is sorted, basically. So if you see here, some stock, I'm just picking some stock, okay. ARHS, there is nothing, maybe it could be a new IPO. When you see no institute, that means new IPO. But 5 transactions occurred. What are they looking like? Let's see. So if you see 5 transactions, three different institute. 1, 2, 3. These 2 are both same as these 2, right? So 3 different institute did some transactions. They bought 30 million shares, 35 million, 52 million shares. When you know this is happening, you can pay attention that this stock could run. Okay. When they accumulate it, the idea is they accumulate it and give some time so that their price, if you buy today and sell today, you're going to get nothing, right? You have to buy today and it has to go up or down for you to make a decision. So basically, they invest and the bid prices keep moving after a certain period of time. It could be 1 week, it could be 1 month, and in some scenarios, less than 3 months. That's what I saw. You get results in 1 to 3 months. So basically, these many transactions are occurring. But when you see this report, how do I read it, right? So all I want to know is, what is the ownership? Somebody getting this kind of ownership, that means there is some value there. What is happening? Okay, he used to have 35 million. Now he owns 42 million. Let me take a look at this. If it is matching my interest and my portfolio, we can make a choice to invest. But how to make real easy, right? Here you see, you have filters, different filters. You know what? I don't want anything more than $20, let's say. Okay, I'm just picking something. And then you also can see, okay, you know what, by industry, what I want, or the shares increase should be huge. You can do that without filters. I'll do it usually, because here I can click, here I can make it, shares percentage change, blah blah blah, 137%. If somebody is putting 137% in, let's say you have 100 shares, you made it to 230, that's 130% increase. Why would you do that, right? You have some faith, or you're seeing something positive. So like this, I'll click this and try to find the quickest possible stock per given day, what could be worth. Although I invest or not, I'm trying to do whenever I find time, for my knowledge. That way, if I have were to pick this, how it performs, then my in future, yeah, if I invest, they will give the same kind of results, right? Similar results, as long as I'm consistently finding good stocks. So here, you play around now between 10 to 20. You want to see what could be worth. So one thing is, you click on ownership. Okay, what has highest ownership? Okay, somebody took highest, 30% ownership. That means I can pay attention. And the number of shares is showing positive, that he increased 20% and he has 42 million shares. And recently he did this transaction. That means the stock is gaining some momentum, right? So that is one way. And at the end of the day, this many transactions are occurring. Okay, when this many transactions are occurring, that means something is going on with the stock. Okay, that could be my deciding factor. Number of shares added could be my deciding factor. Buying the ownership could be deciding factor. So all this help on a day-to-day basis. Well, the stock could be the next runner. Whether we pick it or not is a different story. But this is how you'll be able to see this report and try to understand what is presented on a day-to-day basis. And similarly, in a cumulative file also, if you go right, that cumulative file right here, it will have entire history. Here itself, I'm seeing all the 5, what are the transactions. But in the all file, if you want, you will go ARHS, if you type, you'll get all the history, what has happened since last 1 year. It is being shown in this report, basically. So you'll be able to figure out. But as I told you, by seeing these numbers over a period of time, I got to know, okay, it could be a new IPO. I'm damn sure it will be a new IPO. So now, since it's new IPO, people are starting to invest a little bit. So you see 5 transactions here. So that means you get some confidence. Okay, I can try. And based on your experience and learning, you could be quick on some stocks, and you could be holding them for good future on some stocks, depending on one factor. What is it? Which investor? So as I told you in this report, I saw ownership, I saw how the shares are looking like, or how many institutes are there, right? How many institutes? If institutes are growing, is that number looking promising? Not 10, 5 people, but any good number, maybe 100 to 130, some, why 30% people are showing interest for this stock in just 3 months? That gives me a thought, okay, this could be a good adding value. So this number, shares number, ownership number, and number of recent transactions, basically how many recently happened. Okay, so that factors. On top of it, over a period of time, if you know this institution value itself, which institute are good performing, then you will be able to find. See, not every bank is great. Everything has a rank, right? JP Morgan invested. If JP Morgan is taking a stake into particular stock that has high value, what he is seeing, are we connecting with the current trend? Is my information available also giving confidence to be able to see what JP Morgan is seeing? Then you take a chance. That's all it is, right? It's a probability game, taking a chance. So like that, once you keep reading this report, with the money we have, you don't need hundreds of stocks, hundreds of people. Maybe you filter out 10, 15 people, you follow them, you will always get a chance. Closely, if you follow them, you'll always get good entry and good amount of result. But is it possible without effort? That's a different story. So like that, you need to look at which person. Right? You might be looking at your friend who is good at real estate business, or he has more info on real estate, or some of our friends are great at which camera could be great. You'll do some research, but you will just take an opinion from him. Hey dude, what do you think? Do you have anything latest info on what is going on with this industry? You'll take input because you believe in his research. Same thing here, some people are doing research, not some people, right? Each institute has mastermind. So when they are doing it, they are doing which is useful for their firm. The only thing we have to do is, after looking into data, is that fitting to my portfolio? That little analysis we should be able to come up with. That way, you're making the best decision. Yes, their decision will help for them, because I might be investing looking at 6 months outlook, but he's not going to tell to us, right? But that's where you'll take a look and think about, okay, this market, this situation, this portfolio, my situation, well, this fits to me, or maybe not, I'll wait on this, that. But bottom line, if you look at who invested and how the trend of the institution are looking, right, these fields and this percentage change, and how many actually recently trying to put money in there, right, and how the shares are really looking, are they looking positive, negative, etc., and then the ownership itself. If you tag these things, you'll be able to figure out. And across any reports you go, these could be the things you'll be looking at. Institutions either increasing, decreasing, right? Shares either they are increasing, decreasing, okay? Or you never got it, so you could be just newly buying it, basically. So that's a newly bought, right? That's a positive sign too. You did not take a position, you're taking it today. That means you something believe in that company. So that could be one. And then how the ownership, etc., is looking. So bottom line, these factors help you, or this report will help you to find day-to-day trend. Okay. So for example, I'll go to the all report. Now we are in daily report. This is simplified, because if you are willing to take a look day to day, you'll keep finding some or the other names. Some run when the transaction comes in on that day. Particularly, I think the other day, something ran. I can't remember the name, but transaction came. I opened it and saw the stock is up like 22% or something. Okay, and it doesn't happen to most ones, because as I told you, you buy today, you want the bid prices to go high and high and high. That way, they are making the highest leverage. If you buy for $10 and sell it for $10 or less, you're getting nothing, right? That's why they park their money, they get ready, and then they pump the real amount, and then the bid goes up and then drop off. That's what my understanding over a period of time learning this report or looking at this report. Okay, now I'm jumping into all report just as an example. Okay, recently I think we can go for this chart also and see ARHS. How did it do? ARHS. I just picked that, guys. I did not hand pick. You saw that, right? There was something I looked at it. It's popping 30%. I felt 30% is a good investment. If you see in 6 months, this is what the graph looking like. And they started November 4th. See, new IPO. So maybe in next month you'll get the data. Okay. So if you go to this transaction, when did they start? 15th November, blah 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 blah. In Jan, etc. They gave, right? So 2 months into the factory, November 15th, so-called they invested, the stock tumbled, and then all of a sudden when you're getting Jan transactions, etc., boom, it keeps rising. So the point is, you always look at when the transaction could have happened. I go here and I take this as a reference. Basically, this could be not the right value, but 1 to 10 days, right? They reported on Jan 7th, 1 to 10 days, Jan 3rd. So that's why, okay, Jan 3rd, what could be the price? Low, $11. After they reported $13. Some reference they have given, basically. So that way, what exactly happened between this Jan 3rd to so far today. That way, what is the rise, what could be the rise, and what should I do going forward if I really looking up for this stock. Something like that. So as I told you, 1 to 3 months, I have seen a stock rise, in multiple folds. Okay. Now ARCH, right? I think recently, one stock was picked, IMMX or whatever. I don't know. Let's see if this is the stock. If this is the ticker name. Okay. So 28th December received blah 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 whatever. See, identifying is hard, but there is always data which is giving returns on a large scale. Some transaction happened, okay, and the ownership, if you see, he took some 8% ownership, and the stock moved over 100% overnight. Some drug news came, or some drug new failure name comes, it will tank also. But he did transaction around here $3 blah blah blah, and the stock ran to $8.68. Can you catch it on time? Or if you see this report right now, well, data is same. But that's where I take a look and make sure 285, 868, 200% growth. What am I taking from this? Am I really still confident about it, or what should I take? Right? This is healthcare stock. Some news came, so maybe I'm taking a risk here. If I'm reading this report right now, maybe I'm taking a risk. Right? So that's how, but everything inbuilt right here for you to quickly glance and make a decision. Okay, well, 285, right now it is at 3. I'm not right now. The high after this date, basically, at $3. Maybe it is yet to prove. Okay, but what is company telling? Am I getting enough knowledge from this company to make a decision? If I'm gaining confidence, well, we'll go for it. But if you have confusion, if you don't understand the business, what's the point to invest, right? Same thing in real life also. You don't know the car, how to drive it. Are you going to invest? You're going to buy a car which is plain simple, turn the key on, rather than going for Lexus or something where you have too many features. Same thing, in one line, you'll be able to read this. And now if you know about this institution over a period of time, you can trust him. Well, if this guy invests, this is how it behaves. If this guy doesn't, if you are looking at an unknown person, maybe you keep an eye and learn for next transaction, something like that. But this guy, to my knowledge, I think, he delivers good results. So then I have to follow him. Then I have to make a decision. But my decision will be, well, did I see in time, or did it run all the way? Okay, still in the trend. And also you can use other reports where it's talking about the trend. Or if you are able to read a chart, you can see, okay, how the health of the chart looking, and that's it. You have to take a position. It's a probability game. So this is what is SEC 13 report. Simple report wherein day to day you get transactions where people buy or sell above or below that 5%. You have only 1 to 10 days. That's why you see ownership mostly above 6%. You see here, everybody are that. That's why they are reporting. But if the same person buys 3%, maybe he doesn't have to report. But that information we are getting in 1 to 45 days. So that's why what my point is, what I'm getting day to day, I use for short-term benefits, unless I see a real long-term potential. And the other reports which we're going to go in 1 and 2nd session will help you find a long-term strategy. Okay. But today with SEC report, this is what it is. Who reported? Okay. I'm covering in simple words. Which symbol? Who reported? If you are able to identify great people, great investors, you got the answer what to do. Okay. How many institutes? How the institutes are trending? If hundreds of people, okay, 100 to 130, 30% people think it can move positive, and it did not move yet, please make that point noted, highlighted. It did not move yet. That means the potential for a run is due. Okay, so that positiveness. And how many people are really investing recently? That's a big advantage. Your friend is looking. Why everybody looking at Apple few days back? Why everybody looking at Tesla just before to delivery numbers? There is some thesis behind it, right? Then when these masterminds are looking at it and trying to invest upfront, then something is there to learn. Whether it will benefit or not is a secondary question, but something is there. So how many people recently invested? Okay, how the shares looking like? Yes, they invested, but what is their action? They are towards positive trend or negative trend. What is it looking like? And how much confidence they have in the company? Well, you take in Apple 1 stock, you take in Tesla 10 stock. There is a difference why you pick that 1 and 10. There is a huge difference. Yes, everybody's mindset is different, but you have done that action with some meaning. Our meaning or our understanding is right, the result will be positive. Our meaning and our understanding is wrong, the result will be other way. You should have done 10 Apple and 1 Tesla, but you did the other way. That could be the end result, but you have done that with a purpose, thinking, well, I can see significant returns in Tesla if I put 10 shares here. Apple, yes, it could be going slow. I'm putting only 1. The end result will tell whether your decision is right or wrong, but you have done with something. So that's where you are seeing how the ownership or confidence looking like for that investor. Okay. So in simple words, which stock, which member institute, right? And then how the trend of the entire people, the cumulative people of things have your 1800 people, what they are deciding on a particular stock, right? That thing. And then how the shares are looking like, what is their confidence in share investment also, and how the entire percentage of their involvement into the company is giving you some direction. These 5 factors help you to make a simple decision whether to invest or not. And then the points to remember is whether did you see the transaction on time before to the run or not? If at all, what is the run looking like? In simple words, you have it right here. You don't have to do any analysis. Right here, 11.25, $13. Well, they invested around 11. I'm going for it. Here and there, because these are numbers after close. Within a day, you depending on stock. For example, Tesla opens, goes all the way down to $1,000, and can it close it 1040? So system can catch only 1040 or something. I think they catch the lows also on a day basis. Yeah, I think they catch the low also actually. So bottom line, yes, that's the value you are trying to get. Okay. So this is SEC report. Okay. And the next topic, it says ISR report. I'll go to that. Before I go into that, quarterly 13F transaction, which is nothing but 1 to 45 days. That is nothing but IIR report, individual institution report. Okay. So what that means is, okay, so we are telling we get data 1 to 10 days. We are telling we get data 1 to 45 days. Okay. So that one we are trying to cover in IIR report, individual institution report. Why individual institution? Because every quarter who are reporting? A person like, okay, Dhananjay is $100 million company and he bought something, he's trying to report. So I have my portfolio. I have some values in it, right? Like this stock, this much, this stock, this much. I might be adding, I might be deleting, whatever nonsense I'm doing. So that is the report. So this is now basically into particular institution, basically. Okay. So now that one you have it is under institutions, individual institution report, basically. It's an individual institution report. So now the reason for the curiosity of this is Warren Buffett, great investor. What could be his stock to actually see success, right? That could be the curiosity we have. Or tomorrow you're identifying 2020 ARK was great investor, basically, right? Everybody followed. Lot of boom over that, over internet. Okay, ARK is great investment, but what are the stocks? I'm curious. And yeah, I have 10 stocks, but where exactly they are trying to put more money is the answer I need, right? For that, you can pull anybody, Berkshire Hathaway, it doesn't matter. You can pull anybody, right? So this is Buffett. I'm just quickly going to do this. And here, as I told you, everywhere you go, you will have what symbol, what are the shares looking like, what are the institutions looking. Here, shares are important. For a particular person, shares are important. That's why you see the shares first, right? What are the institutions looking like, that value, okay? So once you have this info, then you know what could be his allocations, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So like that, here now, if you see Q2 and Q3, how the trend for the institutions are there for Apple, right? And what are his stocks? If you go here, okay, he has 46 stocks in his entire portfolio. For how many $1 billion? Is his $1 billion? Maybe it is available here. I'm not sure. There should be AUM value, okay, assets under management value. But for this much assets, okay, I'm sure he has biggest assets under management. For this biggest assets, he has only 46 stocks. Now you can play around. What is my budget? Okay, what could be my institution numbers, or between your budget and you, some people like some sectors, whatever your lovable sectors are. What in technology, what stocks he has? What, forget about everything. What is the technology stock he has only 4. He did Apple. It is not overnight star. It took, and it's a star over last 4-5 years. It took huge stake. Now if he's looking at this kind of stocks, right? And now, oh well, I know the trend of 10 million is there for him. It is only Q3 2021. Here only 2 quarters. Now I want to see last 5 quarters, what it looks like. Same stocks he has. Okay, but here you see here, this instead of 2 quarters data, now you got 5 quarters data. He has 14 million, 14. He changed it to 10, 10, 10. He's sitting as is. Now go and look at the price of STNE. I know we wonder, we worry many times. Stock is moving up, down, blah, 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 right? So 2 quarters is same. Okay, 6 months. See the stock. Tomorrow you will get data, Q4 in next 30 days, 40 days, right? Look at what his numbers looks like. Okay, 10 million. But here the catch is, he invested 10 million into whatever price, easy, okay with that, going up and down. How is his portfolio risk is there? Same thing we have to apply. We don't apply discipline but want result. That's not going to happen. So what is the learning I'm doing using Buffett report? That's an analysis. I'm looking at report. Some valuable information is coming out of it. But how I'm going to read it, analyze it, and apply it is our success. Well, report is there. I don't read it. Report is there. I read it, but I don't analyze properly. I read, analyze, but I don't implement it. Either of it, it's a failure at the end of the day. But if you see here, great info. How an investor is acting from quarters to quarters. Different investors, different kind of people, different diversified portfolio values. They manage. This guy might be managing 100 and whatever. I'll get you in 1 second. Okay, let's see. So if you go to Apple, he is the highest investor. He has highest stake, if I'm not wrong. Okay, 3rd position. So his assets under management are 3rd person. His assets under management are $333 billion, etc., etc., etc. 333 billion. He has only 45 stocks or 46 stocks. Okay, now you got the answer. If you are looking for something, well, okay, this is the price, blah, 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 etc. And as I told you so far, I told you to read about the investor mindset. This person is a mindset of long-term investing. Well, my mindset is to invest today and see return tomorrow. I shouldn't follow him, right? That's the answer. Like that, you pick anybody. This I picked, right? You pick anybody, any great investor, whatever you have in mind. Okay, you might think, okay, particular hedge fund is great, or banks are great, or something, whatever you think could be the worth one. Everybody present here. For any number of quarters, you can go back and see what exactly they. How do I use this report? Very simple. Now, here in percentage change between 2 quarters, where they are increasing more, and I have to give good amount of not from 4 to this one. Anything they hold, even one share, they have to report, right? So maybe what I'll go with some percentage, minimum 100% share change, etc., etc. You play with filters. Everything is at your doorsteps. How to use this report? How to find a better output one? Where he is putting a lot of money? Sectors wise. If you pick a sector, basically maybe real estate. Did he invest anything in third quarter? Because real estate is running now. Did he invest anything? What could be that one? From 45 minimum shares you give. What? I don't want to go with 100 shares, 400k shares. No, these are big people. At least I want 2 million shares minimum. So you can give that number. Okay, I want at least this many institutes, this many shares to have it. That way, your search is more accurate, more and more, beneficial. Basically, that's the IIR report, individual institution report, which is reported on a quarter-to-quarter basis. So basically, this quarter, next quarter, you'll get what his action is. So Berkshire, as I told you, STNE fell like from $70 to $20 or $15 right now. What he did, you'll be able to get to know in next 1 month, right? What he did he reduce, did he increase, etc., etc., etc. You'll be able to know. So that's a IIR report, individual statistical report. So far, whatever we saw, you are trying to identify a stock which could be a potential one to invest. Basically, if you saw, okay, I don't know anything about stock market, I want to see how this report will help me get a stock out of it. If you saw SEC transaction, I told you, some investor invested over a period of time, you got to know him, you'll follow him. All you do is whether it's fitting my portfolio and the business is understandable to me. Like that, you are able to find some. Now in IIR report, let's say next quarter, Snow he invested 2 quarters back. Like that, any investor over a period of time, we'll get to know few investors. But any investor, if he is taking huge stake into particular one, all you have to do is read about the company, understand the business. If you think it is meaningful to your portfolio, you'll take a decision. So that's exactly will be able to help you on a long-term portfolio. What could be the potential one by reading there? What is their newly bought stocks, for example? Okay. Earlier we went there. We can filter so many in the individual report. If you go, for example, if you go to ARC, I'm just pulling it up because it comes quickly. Anything, status. What is their newly bought? I don't want increase. I don't want reduced. I don't want anything. What is that they got this quarter newly? They got into some, SPAC name, etc. 23 million, 9 million. Good. They got 9 million shares. It is giving you some confidence. You take any history of any company, nothing goes up straight. So, okay, 9 million they added. What is the benefit? But if you get it on time, I'm sure you will get $10, $20 profit. And then they sink all that. Okay. So like that, you'll be able to identify what could be a potential stock. Okay. The other one is ISR report. But let's say your friend told, hey, looks like there is some stock called Apple. Looks like it's a good one. How do we analyze now? See, Apple is a known thing, but I'm just in general, I'm saying, what could be a potential one, or you can pick anything. We will go for that kind of stock also during Q&A. But okay, now this is ISR report, individual statistical report. Basically, what it is telling you is the quick forecast. We talk about support, resistance, etc., etc. Based on recent 2-week move and Fibonacci numbers, some estimate is given. Okay, that's fine. So now we are talking about everything in terms of institute, how institutes are progressing. Quick high level, what are the institute? Any recent transaction? Because Apple is a big company, nobody buys 5% stake. It's a lot of money. That's why you don't see any value here. Okay, if I go to IMMX, you will see some value here. Okay, so outstanding, say, market cap, some information. But you know what exactly happened, how many institute, what they did exactly, how many people newly bought, how many just sat as is. Like if I have 10 shares, I did not change anything. I have 10 shares. If I have 10 shares, I made it to 9, 1, 5. Anything is reduced. So how many people reduced? Some analysis. The best table I go is, quickly go here. And this is all price history. How price moved, entire history. How price is moving since 10 weeks, basically. You want to see the pattern. Okay, in 10, if I come here, let's say I have a chart, everything is great. But quickly, if in the report itself, okay, 150 to 175. Based on how it acted, I can come to some quick conclusion. So this is all price history, right? For entire price history, weekly and monthly. But here is the one where I'm seeing 8 to 10 quarters of trend, how that is behaving, how the shares are behaving, how the price is behaving quarter to quarter. It gives me quick glance and analysis. I'm telling you, you apply it, you follow, you'll get an idea. Okay, this is what is looking, is promising or not. Since it is Apple, a big company, there will be no changes. Everybody wants to get into growing company, and we invest some into a company where we find stability, security for our investment. That's why you don't see huge changes here. But growing companies, you will see, maybe like Hood. If you pull up that report, you will see. So once you know a stock, this is where exactly you will know how many hedge funds invested. So the hedge funds is nothing but, as I told you, those who trade in and out. And that article 10 people it posted, those are the 10 people here. It is separated for them. And they still stand the top, more or less. They still say the top 10 people who is earning again and again every year, beating other people. So that's why those are hedge funds. Those 10 people captured their history, how they are acting into Apple every quarter over quarter, like that. And top 10, how top 10 is decided based on latest quarter, highest shares. Who are the top 10? Now, in the people of 75 people joined here, one of us is highest in Apple. Then there is a second guy. Then there is a, so if 10 people, at least 20 people invested or 11 people invested, there is top 10 out of it, right? So that top 10, who are the top 10 people, what their shares are looking like. This is Apple, you don't see much fluctuation. But same thing you apply for, let's say, IMMX, for example. Somebody told, oh, there is some stock called IMMX. I open it here quickly, you'll be able to see the institution or SEC transaction is there. You will see it here. If there is no SEC transaction, you don't see this section. Like that. If it is a new IPO, you don't see. I think this might be uplisted stock. Usually stocks get uplisted. So basically, that's the reason you don't see any institution yet. But when next quarter comes in, you will find some institution there. Similarly, if you see here, right? Okay, institution. It's 1 quarter or something. Just 1 quarter. That's why you get last quarter. 148 institution invested. Doesn't mean it will just go up. They invested at $35. Stock went to $90 or something. That's where you take a caution. You see the trend of the stock right now to make your investment. If it's a long term, then you always look for discounts or something and try to invest, right? If it's not a long term but a trading strategy, then you have to look for when they invested and what could be the rise. Just like I told you in SEC transaction. If let us think tomorrow you see any latest SEC on Hood, well, I can tell you, you can take a chance, provided after investment it has not seen huge upside. Highly likely in most cases, based on my observation, 50 to 100% is possible in 1 to 3 months. You can try on your own. One stock also doesn't matter. 10 stocks you try. See the percentages at one point. Not every stock will go up and down, but not like, okay, it went, but right now it is at 10%. Not like that, right? It has to perform once you invest. That is it. So like that, you will be able to figure out, okay, 148. Next time, let's say tomorrow the data came. It is showing 250, for example. I'm just making up this number. That means somebody is showing interest. The only thing you have to do is whether that business is good for me, am I interested, am I liking, whether that fits my portfolio or not, and make a decision. Simple final call for basically long-term investments. For short-term, I told you SEC transaction uptrending, etc., etc. The other reports will help you to make a decision whether to take a chance or not, something like that. So bottom line, today, if I recap in 2 minutes, We talked about how things have been started, what could have inspired, right? And who are hedge funds, who are institutions. At the end of the day, they are all investors. Okay. And we talked about on what basis data is reported. The answer is, based on the percentage of ownership they get into a particular company. Either they report it in 1 to 10 days or they report it on a quarterly basis, even if they have one share. And they have to manage at least 100 million portfolio, which is nothing but, that's what the term coined as assets under management. Basically 100 million assets under management, this rules apply. Okay. And then we looked into that 1 to 10 day. You're telling what kind of report is this? SEC report. Okay. SEC 13DG report. And that report we talked about symbol, institution name, number of shares, percentage ownership, institution count, and how the price moved after their entry. These were the reasons for you to make a decision whether to pick a stock or not, right? And then that 1 to 45 days, we are telling 1 to 45. How does that report look? And that report looks on a quarterly basis. And we talked about which institution, what could be their shares, and how institutions are looking, and that institution where exactly he's raising too much stake, or where exactly they're getting newly into particular companies. Yes, how. And that you can do with many multiple people. So that way, you're finding the best one. So, and then we talked about, well, all this info will help you to find a stock so far. But let's say you already know a stock and you're trying to determine some action. What could that be? What could that be? That is ISR report, individual statistical report. And I told you this price movements will help, right? I told you this will help. You see here, $36, $17. Clearly downtrend stock. No need of any other thing. It's a downtrend stock. Now, what is my goal? Whether am I aiming quick money or am I aiming for long vision? If it's quick money, you put your money in spend. Okay, this is very well not doing the job you're looking for. So then, that's why 1 quarter 45 average. This quarter, maybe it will be in 25 or something. So this ISR report will give you some conclusion. What could be the trend of the stock? Right now and past, and also is there any SEC recent transaction? If they are, you don't have to go to any report. If you know a symbol, you will verify this to be able to find what could be the price trend, how the trend of the price is moving right now, etc., etc., etc. All this will help you to make a decision. This is what we covered so far in this particular session. Okay. On that note, let's go back and allow participants to unmute themselves. If you have any questions, either through chat or anything, or any other question with respect to things Sabio, I'll be more than happy to quickly answer in next 10 minutes. We want to cut short this meeting before 1 hour 15 minutes. Yeah, I'm done, guys. It's open for any questions. This is the time you need to ask questions. That way, we have clarity. Not in chart too much. We'll get confused.
Hey, Dhananjay.
Yeah.
A question: is there a step-by-step process actually where we can understand? I understand actually you are a very familiar and experienced person. You were able to figure out actually the stocks. Mm-hmm. Is there a way we can say, now, okay, this is the historical way to figure out actually this stock actually has went up, this is went down and all? I mean, the Leela is asking the right question, right? How do you find a potential new stock to invest, right? That is what I'm trying to basically. I know you have a lot of data here. How do we really use the data in the right way?
Correct. So see, potentially you want to invest in new stock. Okay. So now you might have something in mind, or let's think you don't have anything in mind, right? As I told you, okay, this is the place I go. Okay. Recently, what transactions are happening? That's where money is going in, right? Okay. That is one way. That's exactly we covered. How do you find a stock to invest? So once quarterly data comes, maybe you take a review. Let's think more money is going to energy sector. How do you determine? As I told you, you go and apply to that IAR report, some filters you'll be able to find. Or let's think you believe in an investor, he got in newly into particular stock. You got some stock, and again you can apply any price range, right? You got some stock. But let's say you don't want to go by quarterly. Okay, put it aside. On a day-to-day basis, that's exactly we covered today. in SEC 13D, every day you are receiving. As I told you, you are receiving some transactions here. If you are looking at these transactions, what could be my potential stock? How do you determine? As I told you, you go there, okay, quick review of who invested, well, you got an answer. But that's over time and not happening because you don't know or you did not analyze all that, right? But if you analyze, yes, you see this guy, okay, you'll get it. Because, for example, I followed one person, Perceptive, okay? I hope I typed the name right. I think this was BLU, okay? Oh, this latest report, right? My bad. Okay, let me do this here. Because this is all, right? This is not yesterday we received. I think he, December 7th or something, he put money, okay? Yeah. Blue here, right? Blue here. My bad, hold on 1 second. Let me do this. I can do by stock here. Okay, so this investor, okay, see, one day when Blue was running, I went and saw, okay, what could, man, any recent transaction? Well, this guy invested on December 6th, and I believe the stock ran to $8 around December 20 or something, okay? So what I'm saying is, if I have paid attention, for example, I know this person is a great investor into bio. Once he invested, and the stake you saw, this much in 321%, that's exactly we covered. Which investor, how the shares are looking like, and what is the ownership is getting it. Then, clearly Blue can be made, but only thing healthcare is down, so some other confusions will be there. But bottom line, by seeing this and his stake, I can conclude that this will perform one of the other thing. When, I don't know, but and that happened like that. Okay, what are your investors, favorite investors, or what is the data coming? But today, let's think something came with huge transaction, 25 million shares, looking decent, 5 million to 25 million. Why? There will be reason, right? You'll be able to find some news. Then you are getting a ticker to invest, basically. So this is the process to be able to find a stock.
Hi, Dhananjay.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Okay. Great job. Great explanation. One question and one suggestion. The question is, I also see, and I've been monitoring that our picks, and you have today's and some criteria, periodic dates, and then evergreen by someone. Can you give 5 minute or 2 minute, maybe how you guys come to it based on which investors and which companies do you follow the most? Is there any weighted criteria? That's one. And the second one is, between all your channels, I mean, there are a lot of people writing on a daily basis and people who are not following. Can we create one channel on Telegram, which is just like top level or meetings, something like that, there where only Zoom meetings, dates, and recordings are there, and whatever you guys want to convey, very few, rather than going through all those 5, and on a daily basis there are more than 200 messages, and it's just difficult to capture the meetings. That's all. It's just a suggestion. That's all.
Okay, so I think this point was brought up even before, and always before to session I take a few minutes to check with Sai his points or everything. I'll quickly cover second one, right? Reels is the one which you need to focus. Rest all chart group, and they are also giving a clear poster. Okay, this is for this, this is for this, this is for this. Okay, Reels. Oh, my bad. They changed the name of it. Stock alerts is the channel where you get meeting invites or stock related information, or any updates. Basically, that's the channel you need to look for if you are looking for stock meetings or any updates. Okay, along with stock alerts. And the rest are, a couple of them are chart groups, actually 3 chart groups, and 2 alert groups for either crypto or options, basically. So alerts are very clear, right? By name itself, it's alerts. There is no garbage there. Nobody talks more or less, right? It's just few alerts, everything. Reels is one place where, along with alerts, some main conversation about Zoom meetings like this one. It's only posted in Zoom. In stock alerts. So where you get that info. So if you pay attention to Reels, you'll get the stock and the rest. As the name suggests, if you're looking for option, you need to go for option alerts. And if it's crypto, you have to go for crypto alerts. And chart everywhere you want to be participating. It's chart thing. They have clear poster on that. I believe it is shared on regular basis. You can review that. That's already solved in my perspective. Coming to the number one, the pick, how they pick, see, Sai might be doing his own analysis, their team might be doing their own analysis, right? Different perspectives. So at the end of the day, the main basis is always how institutions behavior. Okay, any recent transactions. Okay, any uptrending stocks. Okay, yes, I have a stock. It has beautiful institution, SEC, but it's not trending right now. For whatever reasons, it's not trending. So then they put them aside. So the picks are always based on uptrending thing or showing strength according to current market scenario and any recent SEC transaction. That's the base, because today somebody invested, there is high potential for it to give returns. So that is one thing. And also Sai mentioned a pointer, I think, which is communicated very recently also. They're trying to come up with a different layout for entire this thing. That way, it's more and more intuitive, basically, with this our picks with respect to their goal of whether it's a quick short term or long term. Instead of in the chart message also, they want to convey it over the picks itself. So something is in store in near future.
So Dhananjay, just on that same question, great explanation. So you have Euxin as an example, Skills as an example, and DKNG.
Okay.
Now all those three are terribly down.
Right.
So what makes it in the evergreen picks as an example? I mean, it's not a negative question. I just want to understand the perception behind it. So for my own judgment.
No, absolutely. That's a great question. So one thing is, any stock you pick, right? Today, Apple is great. Tomorrow, you might have to remove that from great list, or maybe you have to put it under, super great. Well, let's think. I'm just creating some category right now quickly. So when time comes, adjustments needs to be done. Whether they have done it or not, I don't have an update on that. But if something was doing good and they think it is performing well or it has potential, it was added. And if they believe it is still the same, well, it will be in that. But if it is not, then it has to be removed. And this question is something maybe you can ask Sai, because I'm not maintaining that list. Or as I told you, I'm like you, but I make my own decision using report. But this is a good question. I will check with them and see if they are planning to update it or if their stand is same as it was mentioned before when it was picked and how it performed, etc.
Thank you.
Hi, Dhananjay.
I made a note of your question, definitely. I'm not going to miss. I'm going to post it. Or you can ask. See, Sai is always available at our doorstep. You can put there and he can reply. Well, why do you think? Or he might think, you know what? Time has come for this to be changed. He will change it.
Sure.
Hi, Dhananjay. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, Deepen. Yes, I can.
Hi. Thank you for volunteering and sharing your experience. And this is really, really great. And I'm a new investor. New to trading or investing. And I chose a path to do investing. And this is like a really all-purpose tool for like a handyman. So this is all-purpose investment strategies I can use.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for that great explanation how you are approaching. But being a full-time worker, one drawback I see is, not really a drawback, maybe caveat, and I want to solve the problem. So this is a lot of hard work in terms of like, you don't know what is the pick, you don't know when the transactions are, to some extent, the notifications from the ThinkSabio team that says like a new transaction has been posted, that gonna help. But this is my personal thing, and how this gonna be relevant to others, I don't know. But what I want to do is, at the end of the day or before I sleep, I want to spend some time on this tool and make some notes and start looking in terms of that. So if I want to do some alerts just personally, like I'm into energy sector, I want to see what are the energy sector specific alerts, like, okay, new transaction has made, and I want to see specifically to the energy sector, and I want that alert to be coming to me directly instead of me looking at the telegrams a lot.
Right. Okay.
So is there ways?
Yes. So that is something I'm going to cover in the session 2, but I can quickly show here, right? Okay, you have here My Universe. I hope I'm sharing my screen still and you can see it. Okay, My Universe, you can go to alerts and you can create specific alerts on many things. And let us think your request is great today. Okay, by institution you have, by symbol you have, but now after listening to you, you know what, why can't we add by sector? Okay, but on a day-to-day basis, so many sectors come in SEC, and this is related to SEC transaction basically. Okay, this is based on SEC development. This is based on insider development. But when you ask alert, based on what criteria? It would be my question would be like, you got a great point. Already alerts are set, but let's say you have some tickers in mind also. You can put in your portfolio. For example, I did not create anything, but let's say I add some stock to portfolio. If you have anything in your portfolio, any transaction occurs, right? They will trigger an email basically. Okay, that could be one way. Okay, I added Apple to my portfolio here, and anything happens to Apple, maybe insider transaction happens or SEC transaction happens, they will trigger an alert, because those are the day-to-day ongoing things, right? That's where action happens. So you can get alert on that. But if you want anything other than this specific and you have in mind, definitely put a point in chat or to Sai, or you can ping me as well. I can communicate what is the requirement basically. But as of now, these are the alerts you can create either in your portfolio, either based on SEC transaction, but a particular values. Basically, I showed you here, right? So create alert. By alert, some name you can give, by symbols or by institution if you are following some institution, or by some insiders, etc. And this can be altered based on everybody's input. Yeah.
Okay, this solves a part of my problem, but again, to increase the smartness in it, it's like, okay, like I said, I want to capture anything that happens in energy sector. At some point of the year, this particular sector booms.
Okay.
At some point of the year, other sector booms. So I want to keep changing anything that happens in the sector. And in the sector, it may have 1,000 tickers or 100 tickers.
Okay.
So can that be done?
Okay. So to your point, yes, here there is no sector added. But once they put that filter sector, you should be good to go. Because if you saw this report, for example, okay, this report here, clearly here, I think we had a good stock, which was energy only. I don't know which stock I picked earlier. If you see sector here, clearly it is having entire real estate or energy or whatever you name it, here energy, for example, BKEP. Only thing in the alert section, if they add that by sector, you just put, okay, anything related to energy sector, trigger me, it will trigger. You'll get bunch of emails every day, basically.
Okay.
That can be solved if that is your requirement,
Yeah, I mean, not really requirement, but that is a great addition to the tool.
Oh yeah, definitely. That can be done. If you don't mind, see this, as I said, I'm a volunteer. You can ping in that chart, that stock chart, okay, where you have access. You can tag him, hey, Sai, it's a request, or whatever your language is, can we get that alert stated out? Or if you need help from my side, I can make a note and put it out there, whichever you think should work for you. No?
Yeah, sure. One last thing. So does this tool expose any API or something like that someone can use? Because I'm a software engineer,
no,
and I want to maintain my own, a lighter version of the tracker.
No, it doesn't.
So it doesn't do anything.
It doesn't. No export, nothing is allowed, at least as of now.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you. That's all.
So for your question request, are you going to follow up or you want me to follow up?
I'll post a chart.
If you post, Sai is always active or their team members are always active, they will address it. I mean, they'll come up, they may not address it right away, but they'll acknowledge it and then address it eventually.
Which group, which channel I need to post for the request?
Stocks. ThinkSabio Stocks, I believe that's the channel. I mean, group name.
Okay.
That's where actively, see, this is what I prefer. ThinkSabio Stocks is actively where I put in my request or anything related to stocks. And Reels is where I try to follow and see information basically for alerts.
Okay. Are you on ThinkSabio, sorry, the Teams Telegram with Dana?
No. My name says DA, but it's not for me. You can write it to Sai Ram. It says Sai Ram.
Okay.
So not wrong. Yeah.
I'm tagging both of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey Dhananjay, this is Deepen.
Also,
Thanks for
Deepen, yeah, before you go, just a request, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been doing sessions for 15 months. Initially, I never put it this way, but anybody who joined today, if you think it is valuable, please do give some feedback in the group and outside also. The reason I asked this is, I'll tell you. See, when Sai posted one of his winnings, I forgot to tell in my intro, I should have told that. The only reason I thought thinking about investing or why to invest was Sai posted one day about his winnings. 10,000 investment to 42,000 return in 3 months. Then I thought, just like it ignited him by seeing the article, it ignited me. What is he doing that I cannot do? No, literally like that. I mean, for me, he was my hedge fund manager or whatever you call it. That one post ignited me. So on that note, to put it short, sometimes, like feedback or whatever, sometimes makes others think, oh, well, maybe there is something we need to pay attention. So for that, on that positive note only, if you want, if you can, please do refer to your friends or, give some feedback. That will help. And
Yep.
sorry for this request.
So I have two questions.
Yeah.
First, on the individual stock report, I saw that there is a conclusion, and then over there you have certain verbiage like fantastic, beyond fantastic, or critical, or something like that. How do you guys derive with that, and how do we take that?
Okay, got it. So I think this one, it has a logic, or you hover over it, it clearly shows something. Okay, and the criteria is obviously, by name itself, fabulous, fantastic, and then good, then bad, or whatever it comes, right? So what are the conclusions? They have a post, and they are trying to come up with something called TS University. Okay, like you came in, you have a question. Okay, man, what is this conclusion? So that TS University, ThinkSabio University, solves this kind of questions. You ask something, it will be there. If you go there, you'll get a okay, this is what conclusion is. And coming to the answer for that, for your particular question, I honestly don't follow this because I have my own ways. See, all the numbers are telling me what to do, right? I can make my own conclusion. So this conclusion, I did not pay attention, but the reason for it or the end output was determined based on this. If you see here, why it is fantastic, because returns on year to date or 1 year is between 30 to 50%.
Right.
50% return is great, so they are marking as fantastic. Whether it will continue further, that's when it is really fantastic. If it tanks, it's not a fantastic one anymore or going forward. But that conclusion I make based on the other parameters I try to explain today, rather than this one word conclusion here.
Right. That answers my question. Second question is, like, I know you have a R peak section, right? Wherein I know there are peaks being posted on daily basis and monthly basis. So are these long-term picks or are these short-term picks?
Okay. So on these picks, right, there are so many confusion. Right now, I see people talking about some stocks which tanked and all that. Entire market went down. But there are picks, as I told you, some people heavily invested into Euxin also. For example, Euxin was identified or posted as terms of whenever they think is, as a team they work and it is posted, for example. So the chart, if you're following stock alerts, instead of more clarity is given lately than before. Well, this stock, this was the possibilities, this is this. And when there is a long-term potentiality, maybe they will highlight it. Recently, I did not see anything getting highlighted as long-term potentiality. So these ones are like, everybody's goal is different. The question will be, rather than these are long-term or not, the question will be, what is your goal once you see that stock? What are you learning from it, right? If you're learning something important or see potential, well, that could be long term for you, but for me, it could be a trade for 10 cents, could be a trade for 50 cents, etc., etc. But what is their perspective? As I told you, this entire section, they're willing to change it or the layout to make it more intuitive. That's one. And the second thing is, if you read the stock alert, the channel itself, when the post is given, it gives you some information. Well, this stock is at $4. You can look at for $4.50, and then close it, whatever upside or whatever downside it is, maybe probably $3.50 or $3. That could be our potential numbers that we are trying to look up in the based on recent action, right? And then we define the goal, whether that fits to our portfolio or whether I can wait long term or not. If not, you strictly follow those numbers and make a decision if it's for short term trade. And as I said, this layout gonna change, which gives more intuitive about long term picks, basically. Okay, like this, if you go here, anything long term, whenever they initially posted, that could be the price which stays long term. And they have to repetitively update this if something has changed, remove it and alert it. That's kind of direction they are trying to make progress. That's the important thing that he wanted me to convey today.
Right. So then basically, is it fair to say that before you guys post any pics over here, it is also posted on the Telegram group?
Yeah, once Telegram group, once it is conveyed there, because that's quicker thing, and then immediately it is available on the website also. Basically.
Right. Okay.
On a day-to-day basis.
And then my last question is, where is the link for tomorrow's session? I didn't see it on the thing.
Yeah, I think they will post it. I'm not sure. They'll definitely they post it. I saw that, but again posting, because maybe see this comes Saturday. Once this ends,
just
maybe
posted again, sir. I just saw it. I asked for it. They posted again.
Okay, see, so they'll post it again. And where to look for? You look for stock alerts. That way, it's very clean. You have one. Also, one other thing to everybody who joined here, you can create a ThinkSabio folder. One of our ThinkSabian, Sudarshan, he gave that idea that in Telegram, there is a feature called create folder. Okay, you go to your settings, create folder, and in that, whichever groups you want, you can add to that folder. So I created ThinkSabio and I added the 6 channels or groups, right? So now for me, no confusion at all. I click on ThinkSabio folder, I will have only the 6. I can easily follow the conversation. That's one thing you guys can do. It will really help you.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I have a question. Can I ask?
Yeah, go ahead, Srikanth.
Hi. Yeah, first of all, thanks for all the great work. So I recently joined the paid groups. The stock alerts and option alerts are the ones that I'm actually following. So I have a question about who actually posts all the alerts, and then like how many team members are there. The reason why I ask is because I see that there's someone called as SVE, and then there's someone called a DA, things like that, right? So I want to see, like, as in how many, like, what are the strengths and I know in what category each person is familiar with, because I wanted to follow only 1 or 2 members, maybe, to follow their stock recommendations and then like stick with them, rather than doing like everyone's stocks and options, right? So is there like a summary of your team's profile, and then like how many members are there and what are the strengths?
Okay, so I think this is a great question, my friend. If I were to join something, I will always look up for where to look for my strength versus their strength and combine and make next level. Okay, so ThinkSabio has 10 plus people and their team research continuously. And coming to option, you mentioned about DA. The DA is me, one of the person. And okay. So I think I see the stats, as you said. Options started, I think, 8 weeks ago, okay, or 9 weeks ago. So I would say give it some time, just like you asked, right? Yeah. Eventually, they're posting the results, which I think yesterday they posted. Over time, you will get the feeler, irrespective of their strength or whatever they are, right? And that is also should be determined, which their plan is, right? And they will determine, well, this guy is a momentum trader. This guy look for 5%. This guy look for 10%. And one person, his calls fail, but when it hits huge percentage. When it fails, it goes all the way to 100% down. Some stats, right? This is exactly what you're looking for. That can be based since it started, and it's already in the trend to be posted, and so that you can analyze what it looks like for the 8 week. Going forward also, if you just follow that option alert channel for options, you will get the idea where to go, right? That's one. Coming to stocks, they have 10 plus people, okay? Or I could be wrong with the number here and there by a couple of people, but and there is no name, but you just follow based on the pick, why it is picked, etc. That information will be given. So based on that, you can make a call, and the reach of it also is given. So basically, you can make a call for the stock.
Sure. Thanks for the info. One other last question, because I joined just only 2 days ago. So for every alert that you guys post, like I see the pattern is like I bought so and so at so and so price. Typically, do you also post an alert when you sell it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I see. Okay, so then I'll look for the patterns, because I just wanted to gather as much information as possible for the weekend and then get ready for the next week. So yeah,
I know.
again,
Yeah, definitely great questions. So sorry to interrupt. You finish it. Then
No,
Dhananjay, I have one question on
one
top
second.
of it.
Let Srikanth finish.
Sure.
Then
Sorry.
sorry. No, I'm all set. I was actually waiting to hear from you.
Okay, so on that one, yes, the point is exits, right? Definitely, especially in options, we do want to see where, especially it is down, not upside, right? When it is up, it's people. Some people like 20% because you invested 10K. I invested $200. I don't care. I'm going to wait for 100%, right? So upside, let's put upside scenario for a second out. When it's downside, what could be the thought will always be lingering in our mind. Well, because people who take it may not do enough research why they are picking, but rather they're picking based on somebody's success rate. Okay,
Right.
So I think I mainly look at when it's downside, whether they are still holding or what could be their potential thinking, right? And coming to upside, I would say I would not depend on what Srikanth is doing right now, because I met my target 20%, I'm happy. I met my 100%, I'm happy. I met my 500%, I'm happy. I'm just saying. But bottom line, they do share exits, but not always everything is 100% perfect or perfect pattern. Market changes, so many conditions come into play, so we have to make some dynamic decisions. But otherwise, yes, for options especially, we need exits because they change overnight. Coming to stocks, it's a process. It's not you invest today, 4 months later, the stock still could be at 10% upside only. So stock is little based on our research and our goal rather than just their numbers and their exits. But definitely upside potentiality, downside potentiality, and what could be the prospects are shared on a time to time. Some things we have to follow on the chart to be able to trigger them effectively. Yep.
So on that note, since I've listened that you guys were looking for feedback. One feedback that I would like to give is options is pretty straightforward because it has an expiry date and all that. But for stocks, I don't know what kind of stock, because I've joined only 2 days. When you mention like you're buying so and so stock, could you also mention what kind of a trade that you're looking for, whether it's like a swing trade or whether it's like a day trade or long term or things like that? Yeah. I don't know if you do a mix of everything, but classifying what kind of stock, future you're looking at would also be helpful if you aren't doing it already.
Right. Definitely makes sense. And I think, as I said just now, stocks takes time to yield results. So mostly their goal is always long term. Then eventually what happened, nobody has patience. This is a fact, right? Or at least only few has patience. So if you are, as a service, if you're telling, okay, invest today and let's get back after a year, nobody likes it. You'll tell somewhere else I'm getting quick money, and you'll go, whether that is a success or not, let's put that aside. But bottom line, so they are also giving which work swing. Basically there is not much intraday at all. So anything posted, you can take it crystal clearly as swing, and with the goals defined, with the upside targets, possible upside and downside targets are given. But yes, eventually more clarity is there when things are specified or mentioned, which I can take it as a feedback.
Yeah, sure. Perfect. Thank you. I'm all set.
So
Raja, sorry to cut you off earlier. Yeah.
No, that's fine. I just have a question, maybe suggestion here. There are so many alerts. Everybody is busy with the day-to-day work. If I want to see, like whenever I get a chance to see, okay, let's say there is any alert on Apple, where do I see it, like for the alerts kind of it actually? Like
right now,
it's not in the Telegram. Telegram means like I had to go through hundreds of messages back and forth again. Actually,
correct. Are you talking about option or a stock?
options maybe, let's say.
Yeah, options. See, options are quick changes, as you know, right? So,
So
my
one suggestion in that way. Sorry to cut it off. Actually, I think somebody is maintaining a spreadsheet where they say sharing end of the day, whether it's a profit or still open or something like. Is
Right.
there a possibility of sharing that like to the members?
Mhm.
So that way I can
I
see
think,
okay, what are the
yeah, earlier some of members asked this question, and the answer is they don't want to share that upfront. On a weekly or bi-weekly, they want to share because you know options how it works, right? It's a quick thing. You know, it can. I don't know the intent, but you know, bottom line, they want to share it bi-weekly on the open positions or anything if you are looking for. See, for options, I would honestly, I know I get your point, but if I miss to read the chart, I miss it because things change overnight, perception changes, or in seconds actually, right? In minutes. Some of the things I want to post, but what happens? I always think people cannot get into this trade. What's the point for me to post? But I need to stop thinking that way, and I think I need to just share the trade, irrespective if somebody can get in or not,
No,
right?
where I'm coming is like you mentioned like your potential to profit is 50%. My potential is maybe 25% or something like that.
Correct.
So at least if I have see like okay, is still this open trade or something, then I can take a decision on myself like individually. Kind of that's where I'm coming from actually.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I can pass on the info, but who stats are looking better or whatever that I think they have plans to eventually add up because 1 day, 2 day analysis doesn't work, right? We need to
No,
have
it's
some,
I'm not looking at a stats at all. Actually, I'm just looking for individual. Like, yeah, I'm glad that it's only very few options right now coming up, but over the period it might increase. Kind of it actually. That's
correct.
Then it becomes like a very tough to manage it, I guess. Also.
Yeah. I think Sai also. I think he did mention that to me, but I think he has planned to eventually put it on website. But how, when, I am not sure. But
Okay,
maybe some more sessions or later down the road, maybe they will address this probably.
Okay, sure. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, thank you. I know we passed 35 minutes for question and answer. I don't mind, but we have to respect everybody's time, especially weekend. So I don't want to, be holding up anybody. So one last question, if you have anyone, we'll answer that and then move on. But the idea, so before somebody questions, let me put it. We have 6 to 7 channels. Everything in a poster is very clear, or when you join by name, it's clear. Stock chart, it's a chart. Stock alert, it's an alert group where nobody can post. Option chart, option alert, it's very clear. Crypto chart, crypto alert, very clear. News, very clear. It's news, it will have news. So 7 channels. One thing I did is I created a folder. Okay, it's the same simple setting. Go to the settings and then create a folder, and I added all these 6-7 groups into that folder. That is it. Simple, very clean for me. And to follow also whichever person I want to follow, I just keep an eye on their posts. That's all. This will make your life easy. On the website, all pics you can look at it, or in the chart they can look at it, what is posted on a day-to-day. But on a chart, upside potential or downside, or whenever target is met, it is updated. Eventually that kind of input might come into the website, but for now, chart. And there won't be many posts in stocks. How many you can get in or see the potential on a day-to-day, maybe 1, 2, 3, something like that, depending on day. So it's easy to follow in my perspective. So those are the things that everybody should know. Make it easy. Create a folder, get into this 7 and keep it aside. It's easy. The name itself suggests what they're going to do. Okay. Yeah. Any question? Yeah, Rajkumar, let's go.
Hi, Zena. Thank you for the session. One last question. So I saw your portfolio here. So does it related with any like Robinhood or Webull portfolios we have? Something related to that here, or just trying to understand what this portfolio?
No. So actually, right now it's manual. You cannot do anything like a link up. But let's say I have 2 stocks in my portfolio. Okay, Apple. You can save it, and you can also give name. You can go up to 6 portfolios. Okay, you will have Robinhood. You can place it. You have Charles Schwab. You can place it. What it does is, health check, etc. You can do it actually. So let me say. So some health check. I will have to check this what is happening, but I did not use it effectively. So if you add an Apple stock, oh, that's a portfolio name. My bad. So you give some name, right? Robinhood, Charles Schwab, and you can add some tickers. Okay, RH. Let's say I just give something. Okay, add stocks, right? You add Apple, maybe one share. The average cost right now it's 180, right? Maybe 100. I'm just making up something. So this could be your real-time portfolio, for example. Okay, if it's your real-time portfolio is this. Yeah, I don't know when it will get added. I'll have to check this. But bottom line, you can add stocks to your portfolio based on your number of brokerages you have, and you can maintain it. Same thing with virtual portfolio. Yeah, if you buy something, they have 10 grand and etc. If you want to buy something, you can add it. Basically, that's all it is.
So is it like a watch list?
Yeah, you can maintain watch list. This is like a paper trading virtual portfolio, and if you're in real portfolio, I'm not sure which one I am in right now. Yeah, if you're in real portfolio, you can add and make it as a watch list. Health check you'll get based on institution check, trend, etc.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Jay.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys?
Dhananjay, thank you so much for hosting this session. It was very well done. Thank you again.
Thank you, Murugesh, and thank you so much. Maybe as I said, I don't have any what do you call? I don't need any praising, right? I'm doing good. I'm happy. I'm learning, and I'm doing on my own. Is very much gives me more satisfaction. Of course, all the social media, all the Think Sapiens here, they share a lot of ideas, or any groups, paid groups, unpaid groups, whatever. All that knowledge I'm learning and using it. Only thing is, as I said, sometimes it motivates others, so we can help them indirectly. And if you refer, that would be great for your friends, family. I started with zero, just so you all know. I started with zero knowledge in March 2020. Luckily, yes, little capital, but market has helped me to grow. And ever since, there's no look back. Basically, of course, I learned a lot in this 1 year. Lot of downtrend, so much difficulties, but definitely, as I said, we can do it. You need a tool. You need some 1 or 2 people who share good ideas, and rest is our execution. How we take it, how we learn it, how we execute. We can do it. Is what I'm trying to tell at the end of the day. Thank you so much for everybody who joined today, for taking time. And one more point: tomorrow there is something technical session, same 2 p.m. EST. It is done by Deviate. It's almost starting from basics, so we all can grow, or learning technical also. Whoever is interested, who has zero knowledge about chart, who has zero knowledge about brokerage platforms, etc., etc., etc. Think Sabia is providing that. That way we all can learn and grow. Okay, don't miss it. Thank you, guys. Have a good rest of the day and weekend.
Thank you.